lunge, but with one side, okay? So first 20 seconds, kick that leg back and back in again. Now, this one in particular, you want to keep your knees tracking over the ankle. If you can, take it back a little bit further. And remember, if you wanted a little bit of a modification, you don't need to bring that leg up. So you can just do a static lunge. Come back up. Just having a quick 10 seconds of rest. Oh, I felt it in my quads then. And we're going to do the same thing again, okay? This time I'm going to take it a little bit more difficult. And I want you to raise those arms up overhead. Really pull that belly button in as the back leg goes down. Remember, the range of movement depends on you. If you feel like taking it further back, further down, totally your call, okay? Now, we're really priming this leg up. So remember, if you've not warmed up, you're definitely going to need it on this one. This time, we're going to take our fingertips back and go into an angle with our rear leg. You may feel this in the glutes a little bit more. And the whole point of this sequence is to really feel it into those glutes, because we're going to need balance on the next one, yeah? Okay, pause for a rest here. Your last round, last 20 seconds, and off we go. So whichever one you prefer, if you want to take those arms back, arms up overhead, go with what suits you. You can alternate it like me. Last one and rest. So we're gonna go into a warrior shift this time. So balance all the weight on your left leg. Kick that leg back further, and all we're going to do is raise up. Down again, raise up. So we're basically going into RDLs, single leg RDLs, or warrior 3 holds. So keeping your hips nice and square and relax. So you're definitely going to feel this in that left thigh, okay? Take a deep breath in, squeeze the glutes, kick that right leg back, and hinge from the hips. Now I like taking my hands on my hips, so I know I can definitely feel my hips aligned and my right hip isn't hiking up too much. Yeah, last one. Beautiful. Drop it down. If you need to shake that left leg out, do it. Quick break. Hands back on your hips. Plant that left foot back into the floor. Take that right hip back and raise the leg. This is so good for your hamstrings, for your balance, for your core, and definitely working into the lower back and the glutes. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad this is the last one. Okay, deep breath in. Let me just take my timer, making sure it's nice and correct. Off we go, last one. Tap down if you need to. Beautiful. Now for those of you feeling a little bit ambitious, obviously you could take your hands off of your hips, or you can even take them out in front of you. So if you wanted that little bit of a push, extend into that T position, yeah? Oh my goodness, we're going to go for the left leg reverse lunge, okay? So if your leg wasn't screaming, it will be now. Reverse lunge, off you go. Woohoo! I hope you've got some awesome music on in the background, getting you to do this exercise. I could definitely feel my glutes working. For some people, it's really hard to engage them. Quick rest. And for others, they engage straight away. So tell me what you were going through. Tell me on the comments below. Okay, second set, off we go. Squeeze the glutes. For those of you who want to, take those arms back. Squeeze the glutes as you go down and the way back up, yeah? Nice and tall, head to the ceiling. Beautiful. This time we're going to go for arms up overhead, okay? So try and catch your breath back. 2 more rounds on this one. And then the dreaded RDLs. Beautiful. Now see if you can really kick that leg back. 90-degree angle with the front foot. Keep breathing. Last one. Beautiful. Shake it out if you need to. Oh my goodness, hamstrings are screaming. Okay, last one. Pick your poison, whichever you feel that you can get the most work out of. Go ahead and push all of that effort, all of that focus, driving that right heel down, weight in the feet, spread evenly between the toes, outside of the legs, and heel. Beautiful. This time, we're planting our right leg down, squaring off our hips by hands on our hips. This is our last exercise on this one. Extend that back leg and drop it back down again. So extend and raise. Just pick a point of focus in front of you. See if you can really focus on that point and allow for that to give you the balance. Beautiful. Shake out those legs if you needed to. Okay, beautiful. Kicking that left leg back, off we go. Go again. So remember, you can touch the floor if you need that extra stability. If you're feeling ambitious, you may even want to come up to a 90 before you step back. Yeah? So you're just avoiding touching the ground altogether. There's a lot more pressure into the outside of the glutes, hamstrings. So if that's what you want, go ahead. So if you're coming with me, you're kicking your knee up and extending back, all the way up and back. Keep looking at that point of focus. Couple more seconds. Nice and strong. If you drop your leg, obviously, no matter. Reset it when you're ready. Last round, last 20 seconds worth of work. If you're with me, you can kick back or kick your foot up. I really like this one because it gives me the balance and it forces me to push my left hip into the floor. It wants to hike up all the time. My left hip especially, not my right. Last one. Oh, beautiful. Shake out those legs. We're coming straight down to the floor and we're going to do some glute bridge marches, okay? So grab a quick drink, have a quick break, and then we're going to get right back to it. Just want you to take your feet, heels, knees, hips in one line, and we're going to come up and then pushing our hands into the floor, kick our legs up. Yeah? So keeping our hips hiked and just flicking our legs up towards the sky. We've only got 4 more rounds of this one. Lower down and rest. Remember in that first where we actually held our hips up, that is an option, okay? So for those who want to maintain the isometric contraction, instead of a pause for 10 seconds, you're keeping your hips raised, but then the work will be the marches with our feet. Beautiful. Keep those hips up. Drive the heels into the floor. Last one. If you're coming with me, stay up nice and high. Squeeze the glutes. Push the hips up. And if you had a band last time, you're definitely going to notice the difference between not having one. Hold it up. Kick away. We've only got 2 more rounds, including this one. Stick with me. Good, last 5 seconds. Keep those hips up. Beautiful. Lower back down again. If you did, obviously just windscreen out the legs, give it a little bit of a pause, come back up for our last round, kick it, off we go. See if you can really extend that knee, squeeze the hips and the glutes. So you're extending from the hips, opening up to to the sky, pushing the heels into the ground. Last one. Beautiful, dropping it down and just windscreen wipe the legs. We're gonna flip over to hands and knees this time. And we're just gonna go into some donkey kicks. So fingertips underneath your shoulders, hike that right leg up and pulse to the ceiling. Keep pulling that belly button in and keep driving that heel straight up to the sky. Now the good thing about this one is we've only got 2 rounds on each side, because I've got something special for you on the next round. Bring it all the way in, sit back into the heels, give yourself a little bit of a pause before we come straight back into that same side, hands down, raise the hips. Hips, are in one line, pushing down into the floor as the heel kicks up to the sky. Keep it pulsing, keep squeezing the glutes. Try not to let your knee flail out to the right side. We want to bring it in to midline. Beautiful, bring it back in. And again, if you need to, give your hips a little bit of a circle. We're going to pause here and switch sides to our left side this time, pulling our belly button in, hike that left hip up and pulse. Keep pulsing. See if you can really push the heel towards the ceiling, pushing the left hip towards the floor. So just squaring off your hips here. 5 more seconds. Oh, I can feel this in my glutes. Drop it back down again, give it a little bit of a break. Sweep side to side, into a circle, whatever you prefer. Such a short rest, right? Come back up and pulse. This is your last one. Keep pushing, keep driving that heel up. If you're anything like me, your legs and your glutes might be screaming, but it's all good. Beautiful, bring it back in. Sit yourself a little bit further back. We're gonna come straight back up to a curtsy lunge this time. So I'm gonna start off standing here, take my left leg back and back up. So we've got 4 rounds of this one, okay? Now, if you genuinely wanted a little bit more resistance and you felt that this was too easy, just grab a kettlebell, grab some light weights. But the good thing about this one, without any weight, you can probably get a deeper range of movement in here. So you're definitely gonna feel this on that right side. And try and keep your trunk elevated. Yeah, we're gonna go again. So you've got 3 more rounds with me. Deep breath in, kick it back. Beautiful. So remember, the knee to the floor is optional. You do not need to do that whole thing. But if you've got the range, if your hips are moving well, do it. Beautiful. Okay, 5 more seconds. We've got 2 more rounds to go. When you're ready, off we go. I like keeping my elbows up on this one because it really reminds me to lift my chest. Whereas if I have my elbows down, it's easier to round forward, yeah? Quick tip, so if you did have that, it'll just remind you to keep your chest up and look straight forward. So last round, off we go. Really squeeze in the glutes as you stand up. So squeeze as you stand. Beautiful. Try not to lean in with that body. Still keeping our glutes squeezed at the top, belly button in. Beautiful. Give yourself a little bit of a break. And this time we are going to move straight onto the left side. So belly button pulled in, taking our right leg all the way back, back in again. Yep. So again, it depends upon your range of movement. If one side is easier than the other, figure it out. Figure out what suits you, what is good for your body. Beautiful, and rest. That went super quick. So I'm showing you the side view now, so I want you to make sure your chest is elevated as you go down. Off we go. Here in this position, chest is high, belly button in. Keep breathing. If you've got a heart rate monitor, it'll be a really, really good one to kind of monitor how you've exerted yourself during this session. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. Now really push yourself on these last two. Belly button pulled in. Take it all the way back. Head and chest lift. Keep it strong. Come on, you got this. Good. That was good. So squeeze the glutes in, keep your chest elevated. You are on your final 20 seconds. Before we move on to our final set, off we go. Keep breathing, last one. Beautiful. Take a quick drink, give yourself a bit of a pause. So our first thing we're going to do is hold yourself into a 4-point kneeling position, push the ground away with the hands and just gently lift the knees off the floor. Now this is an isometric hold, but we want to make sure our shoulders are nice and wide, our hips are even, our belly button is pulling in and our back is nice and straight. Drop your knees down, sit back into the heels and just give yourself a big, big stretch with those arms. So big breath in, hold, and we're going to come straight back into that 4-point kneeling. Push the ground away with the feet, knees lift just about a centimetre off the floor. Keeping your head in neutral, pushing the ground away with the hands. Belly button pulling in, last 5 seconds. Gently push those knees down, lift those hands straight back up to the sky. Breathe here. Beautiful. Last 2 rounds, pushing the ground away, lifting up, broadening the upper back, shoulders. Push your chest through those arms, maintaining the feet, toes pushing into the floor, dropping the heels, back, last one this time, belly button pulling in, dropping yourself down, squeeze the glutes and lift, last 20 seconds worth of work. For those of you finding this a little bit too tough, you can hold into 4-point kneeling, or you can hold into a plank position, okay? So whatever you feel is beneficial for you, dropping the heels down, dropping the hips down, just stretch towards the sky. Now this time we're going to go from a lower position onto our chest, and we're going to have a hold with a back extension, toes together, knees lifted off the floor. Lift up that chest, forehead in line with the ground, and breathe. Breathe here. We're going to change it up for the next 3 sets, okay? So taking the hands on top of hands, rest your forehead down and breathe. Taking those hands back, this time hands alongside your rib cage, pushing yourself up, raise the feet. Hold here, so chest is lifted, elbows are squeezed back, belly button is pulling in, and your legs are active. Keep focused here. Lower down with control, forehead lowers. So picking any of those 2, if you're coming with me, hands into a 90 degree with the elbows, pushing yourself up and keeping the feet into the floor. Hold it here. Big, big chest opener, big, big back bend. Keep breathing here, keep squeezing the glutes in, pulling that belly button in. Lower down with control. This time, I'm going to get you to TP your hands up onto your fingertips. Keep your toes together this time and lift your kneecaps off the floor. Raise up, drop the shoulders away from the ears and extend. So any of those 4 versions, if you wanted to go back to the first one, completely normal. Keep pulling that belly button in, pushing the ground away, relax your shoulders away from ears, lower to the floor, and breathe. Pushing yourself into a plank position, straight into the next 4 exercises. We are going to take ourselves into a side plank position and raise your left hand up to the sky. If you want to extend it out, hold it here. Couple more seconds. Beautiful. Dropping that hand down, just rest your knees. If you wanted to hold it for a plank for 10 seconds, that's some extra work for you. For those who are coming with me, push yourself back into a plank position, rotate over to the knife edge of your feet, and raise that top hand up, lifting the bottom hip nice and high. Hold it here. Breathe. For those who want that extra bit of stretch, arm up overhead, dropping that arm back down, resting for a moment. So this definitely is a big push, getting your heart rate up, coming straight back into the plank position, rotate over to the right hand, lifting the left to the sky, squeeze the glutes. Good. Keep breathing. Keep pushing the ground away, lifting the hips up away from the floor. Now if you're coming with me, we're going to hold into a plank for 10 seconds. So pause here with me. This is your active rest. But if you wanted to drop onto your knees, you can. Flip yourself over, weight into the left hand, raising that right hand up. If you wanted to, we'll go overhead, belly button pulling in, lifting up from the hips. Hold it here. Good, dropping that hand down, hold into a plank for 10 seconds. Last one on each side, dropping over, lifting up, taking that arm up overhead, hold it here. Keep breathing. Good, halfway is gone. Dropping that hand down, hold into a plank position. Pivoting over onto the right side, left hand, right hand comes up. If you wanted to take it further, hold and reach. Guys, we've only got 2 more, so we've only got 20 seconds hold on each side. Keep pushing the ground away. We get a rest after this one. Dropping a hand back. Give yourself a little bit of a pause, just shake out those wrists if you need to. This is our last round this time. Hand back into the ground, directly over your shoulders, taking your hand up towards the sky. If you wanted a bit of a change, we're going to rotate the left hand under the gap of that right armpit. Lift and rotate. Be careful, take your time, there is no rushing here. Hold it into a plank position. Deep breath in. Knife edge of the left foot this time. Raise up that right hand. This is your last one. Reach over under the left armpit and raise. Reach over and raise. Good. Last couple. Keep it strong. Last one. Beautiful. Dropping those hands back, dropping onto your knees, toes together. Lower down into child's pose. And breathe here for 10 seconds. Looking straight up at your hands, just walk your hands back to a neutral position. And thank you so much for joining me during this session.